Across the Fence, a uniquely Vermont event. It's all about free food, fun, and a first-hand look at family farms when Breakfast on the Farm rolls around. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. Last summer, Vermont's second annual Breakfast on the Farm events drew more than 2,000 visitors to dairy farms in Sheldon and Ferrisburgh. This summer, farmers are once again inviting you to a free meal and a chance to learn about 21st century dairy farming in Vermont. Breakfast on the Farm remains completely free, and there are 2 dates and sites to look forward to. The first is Saturday, June 17th at Fairmount Farm in East Montpelier, and on Saturday, July 22nd, the second Breakfast on the Farm will be held at Blue Spruce Farm in Bridport. I'll have information about getting your free tickets at the end of today's program. While the free breakfast grabs the headlines, the events offer more than just free food. And so to learn more, I'm joined by 2 guests. Dr. Julie Smith is a veterinarian and professor with UVM's Department of Animal and Veterinary Sciences. And also alongside Dr. Smith is Clara Ayer. Clara and her family own and operate Fairmount Farm, with locations in East Montpelier and Craftsbury. Thanks so much for coming in.
Great to be here.
Julie, tell us why Breakfast on the Farm was started.
Well, a few years ago, some of my colleagues with University of Vermont Extension and I heard from some colleagues with Extension in Michigan about an event that they started back in 2009 called Breakfast on the Farm. And along with some folks with Chittenden County Farm Bureau, we decided that we wanted to bring the event to Vermont. We really liked how the event was designed to allow people to learn a lot and come away with a better perception of dairy farming. And so with the support of some key sponsors, including the Vermont Agency of Agriculture, the New England Dairy Promotion folks, the Vermont feed dealers, and many other media and corporate and allied business sponsors in Vermont, we were able to pull off our first event just a couple years ago. The event has grown. Last year we had the event on 2 sites and brought almost 2,000 people to the farm.
So that's a lot of people.
It was, but we were ready for them. And we had a free breakfast available for everyone. They got to meet the farm family and then take off on a tour where they could learn a lot about what goes on the farm today.
And so, Clara, tell us more about your family's farm and what you're most excited to show off to people.
Sure. My family's farm started in '92 when 3 small local farms came together to become one. At that point, we had some senior generations, and the goal was to be able to transition the farm to future generations. And so with that, we've grown to where we are today to support today's family farm owners and then also future generations. We're milking in 3 locations. About 1,400 cows or a little bit more. We're really excited to show people about all we're doing to be great stewards of the land. We're constantly looking for new innovative ways to take care of the natural resources here in Vermont. And we also just love farming for our dairy cows, and we want to show our passion for that.
And so tell me a little bit about what people experienced when they had this event take place and take part in it. What were some of the feedback that you got from folks?
People are just really, really excited to be able to come and see a farm. Some people come who have driven by the farm their whole life but have never actually been on a dairy farm, an operating dairy farm. So it's a great opportunity for them to meet not only their neighbors who are farming, but to see how a modern farm operates. And we feel very successful in that we really wanted to bring people out who had not been to a farm. And of the folks who have filled out a survey at the end of the event, we find that almost a quarter of the adults who come through are coming through for the first time that they've been on a farm.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, the Breakfast on the Farm events have grown significantly, as you mentioned, in just 2 years. Let's take a moment to look back at the event last year.
Nice. The Vermont Breakfast on the Farm was created so that the general public could get a better sense of what modern dairy farming is like.
We're expecting 1,000 to 1,200 people today, and the idea is that not everybody understands the modern farm. And we want the public to come and see our practices, how the animals are cared for, how they're fed. Our real interest is to share it with the people around us. We want them to come and see what's going on the farm. And we enjoy having the people here.
One of the wonderful things about these breakfasts on the farm is there's not a person that comes through that doesn't have something to see that they're interested in, whether it's a little kid petting the nose of a cow or an adult understanding how the dairy economy works starting right here on the farm.
It was totally fun. It was really cool to see the cows. I'm really appreciative of just seeing people get out with their families and learn more about the dairy industry. And
these breakfasts on the farms are great ways to celebrate everything that agriculture is for the state of Vermont, and it is a significant part of our economy, our community, and our culture.
This is definitely a family-friendly event. So there are 12 educational stations that we have set up. So everything from checking out the baby calves, learning about the milk that they drink.
Look at the difference. Compare the baby bottles. What do you think this is?
They're really big when they're born. I think they're almost 90 pounds when they're born. That's really great to see, and we put several cute calf pictures out on the internet as a result.
Went and saw a bunch of calves and got to play a scavenger hunt and got free food.
We had breakfast, which was delicious, and then got to see the tractors. It's a great way to get your kids knowledgeable about what's going on in farms and remind them that the stuff that's in grocery stores actually comes from the land and from farms, and that our food comes from farmers.
We can only do this event because farmers are willing to open their barn doors to the public. And we have an agricultural community and neighbors who are willing to help out and volunteer so that it can be free for everyone to attend.
Well, I hope they'll learn that the farmers are real people, that we work hard every day like most of them do as well.
I want people to come away from Breakfast on the Farm with a great impression of the dairy industry, feeling good about purchasing Vermont dairy products, and understanding that farmers care about their animals, they care about the environment, and they contribute to their communities economically.
We'd like to thank everybody for doing this. It's a wonderful event for the families to be able to come out and see the farm that we don't get to see every day.
Okay, see you next year.
We love breakfast on the farm.
And of course, one thing has changed since that video was shot last year. At last year's breakfast event, Anson Tebbetts is now Vermont's Secretary of Agriculture, and Chuck Ross is the Director of UVM Extension. Now, in the video, we saw lots of different interactions on the farm. Clara, can you maybe talk a little bit about some of the learning that's going to be taking place during this event?
Sure. We're really excited to have all the guests on the farm this year. We've worked hard to line up a lot of our specialists that we work with every day on our dairy farm to be there for visitors to talk to. Our nutritionists will be there to talk about the feeds that we feed our animals. Our nutrient manager is going to be there, so he can explain some about how important our manure is and things like that to visitors. We've also got our vet there that will be there. Hopefully we'll have some calvings for everybody to witness. So we're really excited to get people on the farm and have some firsthand farm experiences.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, Julie, you coordinate the educational aspect of the events. How are visitors actually doing this learning? And I couldn't help but notice in that video that everyone was wearing boots. Maybe you could explain that.
Sure. So, like you saw in the video, we take biosecurity very seriously. We don't want people tracking in any germs, and we certainly don't want people taking any germs home from the farm. So they get shoe covers that they wear while they're touring the farm, and then they drop those off before they go home. Mm-hmm. And like you saw in the video, we've got a variety of educational stations where, as Claire mentioned, you meet the folks that work with the farm in caring for the cows, helping to keep them healthy and well-nourished. And we've got volunteers at those stations and throughout the farm, so as people are going through and seeing how the cows are housed, how they're kept comfortable, how the calves are cared for, that there's people there who can help answer their questions and engage with them and see what kinds of what's going through their mind and help them get a better understanding of why things are the way they are on the farm. And you also saw that it's a really kid-friendly event. We've got a whole array of activities for the kids. We had a smoothie bike at one of the locations. That was a big hit, where by pedaling you could make a smoothie. And of course the big model cow that you can milk is great because nobody ever gets kicked.
That's a good thing.
I just want to add quickly too, we're excited to get people to the farm also, so when they leave, hopefully the ultimate goal is that they feel really good about reaching for dairy products at the store.
Yeah, and feeling that they know what it takes to put those products on the shelves.
Yeah.
And so are there any myths or misunderstandings that you hope to correct about farming when people come to visit?
I think the biggest thing is, like I mentioned earlier, we really want to show people all that we're doing to our land. So on our farm we do almost 100% no-till corn planting, which is really good to help prevent soil erosion and water and help with water quality. And then we're also doing practices like we started drag hosing some of our manure, which is making, it's a pipeline that goes directly from the manure pit out to the field. And that helps with traffic on the roads, which is good for our community. And it also helps with preventing soil compaction. So that's something we're really excited about on the crop side. And then also just showing people all the investments we've made on our farm to make sure our cows are really comfortable and well taken care of. We've recently renovated a barn to make sure our calves, have great air quality and have a comfortable place to be. So we're excited to show that.
Well, as I mentioned at the beginning of the program, there are 2 free Breakfast on the Farm dates this summer. The first is Saturday, June 17th at Fairmount Farm in East Montpelier, and the second date is Saturday, July 22nd at Blue Spruce Farm in Bridport. Both events are free, but you do need tickets to attend, and you can get free tickets by going online to the Vermont Breakfast on the Farm website. It's listed on your screen. Again, the events are free, but make sure that you get a ticket. Go online to VermontBreakfastOnTheFarm.com or call 802-828-2430. That's 828-2430. Do you have a favorite memory, Julie, of last year's event or the year before, the first year?
Well, it's always great seeing people who come out who haven't been to a farm and just seeing how excited they get about all the technology that's involved in farming today and recognizing how much science goes into it. And I just love showcasing the farms and the farm families to illustrate that we have such dedicated and talented people that are producing dairy products so people can feel good about putting milk in a glass, ice cream in a cone.
And what are you looking forward to most, do you think?
Just again, really showing people how passionate we are about what we do and how much we care for our animals.
And so I know that after last year's program, we got a thank you email from a couple in Montpelier. They saw the program and they went to the Breakfast on the Farm for their 30th wedding anniversary, and they said that they couldn't have celebrated their anniversary in a better way. We saw the video and there are a lot of kids, but everybody's encouraged to stop by.
Absolutely. Young, old, if you've been to a farm a lot of times or not, we hope that you'll come out and we'll see you at Breakfast on the Farm.
And one of the goals too is to showcase products that are made right here locally, and encourage people to go pick them up. What do you think is the most important thing when people feel like they have ownership? If they go by your farm and have never stopped, and then stop and meet you and your family and see the animals, how does that translate to be a better community?
It's huge for us, really. I mean, we understand that we are a big impact on our community. We've got fields all over the community. Our trucks are definitely on the roads, and we love having people stop to our farm. I try to get as many tours as possible to get people to the farm and really see what we do, because that's really important for us. For us to have them feel welcome on our farm and see what it is that we're doing that's so important, making a good product.
Well, that's wonderful. I want to thank you both for joining us today, and a couple of great events to look forward to this summer.
Hope to see you there.
Yeah, me too. That's our program for today. I'm Judy Simpson. We'll see you again next time on Across the Fence.